from a different star, flying over streets and the broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the lead. Ooh, getting caught in the mist, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts.
Hello and welcome to another vlog. This one's very impromptu. I did say to you at the end of our last vlog that if I could organise one last minute, I was hoping to get out for a jump lesson ahead of the champs at the weekend, and that is where we're off to tonight. We're going to go and see Sarah BULLIMORE for a jump lesson. We haven't had a lesson with Sarah since way before Meg's kissing spine surgery, so number one, I'll be very interested to see what she thinks of Meg and how much she's changed in such a long period of time since she last saw her, but also hoping she's going to be able to give me some tips not to ride like such a potato and just sit there like a passenger. Hey Megs, that's what we need. Meg's just having a little snooze with her massage pad on, very relaxed, not looking raring to go jumping at all, are you, Megwin? Sleepy eyes. Now, since Mega has come back into work, I think we have had one show jumping lesson. We've obviously been to a cross-country clinic, but one show jumping lesson since she's been back jumping following her surgery. So it's no wonder I'm feeling a little bit rusty. Oh dear. Yeah, I think I'm definitely in need of just a little kick up the bum, reminder of some of my bad habits that need to be put to the back of the closet and not come out to play at all. Yeah, so I am actually looking forward to getting out, and actually a lesson with Sarah is always a good mix of flat work and jumping as well, which is going to be perfect for us setting us up ahead of the combined training at the weekend. So straight away Sarah picked up on what I often like to try and get Mega doing early doors when I'm riding her, which is getting her supple and loose through her body. She's really good at working in an outline on her neck but not truly bending around my inside leg. So we were doing serpentines across the middle of the arena but in an S sort of shape to really try and get her to bend one way around my inside leg and then change the bend as you change the rein across the school, and it was a really useful exercise. We then started this exercise of coming on a smaller circle in the corner of the arena normally, or around a fence, and then as you're coming off that smaller circle back onto the bigger circle, asking for a canter transition. Now you can see here the first time Mega was like, I don't know what you're asking me to do, but we'll just carry on and hollow and go faster. So we then went back round again and tried again and asked in this corner, and you'll see it was much more successful because she understood what I was asking. Then once you were up into canter, you then came back onto the smaller circle again, and on the way out of the smaller circle back onto the bigger circle, ask for a trot transition. And actually repeating this exercise, you'll see through the clips, she gets better and better, and we basically loop those two different exercises together so that you're doing lots of trot to canter, canter to trot transitions, really getting her to sit on her hind leg. And by doing it on that smaller circle, we're still having to get her to bend round my inside leg but also take the weight behind on her hind leg and step under. It was a really useful exercise and something I'm definitely going to keep practicing at home.
We then started to focus on Mega's downward trot transitions. So as she comes down into the trot, she then has a tendency to rush forward, and I need to be quick with half halting and getting her to again sit back on that hind leg and get a real punchy trot going underneath her rather than rushing out the front end through her shoulders. So we kept repeating that and doing that, working on her downward transitions, and yeah, it really came along throughout the session. It was then time to get jumping, and this exercise initially was Sarah asking me to focus on straightness and keeping Mega's rhythm and balance was a key thing as we started to introduce some tight turns back to some fences. And if you haven't already noticed, Mega actually really struggles with placing poles. We've got some homework to go home and practice some canter poles, but you'll see particularly in this clip that the placing pole's there to help her, but actually causes her all problems with where her legs need to go. So it was really useful having those there and actually really making her think about where she needs to put her feet. And then here Sarah had made the middle fence an oxer, and I was coming in with quite an open bold canter, and then about 2 or 3 strides out Mega would put the brakes on and be like, I'm not going to fit my big open stride in between the pole and that spread. And so she started to back off from that spread. So it took a few times of us going over it for her to pick up some confidence. But again, you'll see as the clips go on that she starts to really understand what we've been asking her to do, which was great to see.
So as you probably gathered, it is some few hours later. We had our lovely lesson. We were actually chatting to Sarah afterwards, and then we had the journey home. It's about near enough an hour from Sarah's home. So by the time we were back home, darkness had ascended on us, and it was a case of getting Mega all ready for bed, giving her a tea, and then it's time for bed and maybe some tea. I don't even know if it's worth it at this hour now. It's gone 10 o'clock. But it was a really, really good lesson. A really tricky, thought-provoking exercise. Really made Mega think about where she was putting her feet. It turns out that she actually finds placing poles a bit more of a hindrance than a help. But it's good. It's good for her to get used to that and to use them, because it makes her think about, if the stride isn't quite right before a fence, how she needs to adjust and what she needs to do, rather than just relying on me, because relying on me isn't necessarily going to help you, hun. I'm sorry to tell you. So yeah, no, it was a really good lesson, and it was useful actually, even on the flat work side of things. Sarah's given me some homework to work on, doing some transitions from trot to canter back down to trot. Mega can have a bit of a tendency in her trot sometimes to take her power and let it go out the front end rather than harnessing that and really like bouncing and collecting underneath her. So yeah, that's something I want to work on as well, and we've been advised to implement canter poles regularly into our training as well, so I'll be doing some of that. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed coming along for this little impromptu vlog and found it useful. Make sure you give us a like, drop us a comment, and be sure to subscribe to our channel to keep informed of any upcoming videos, and I shall see you probably at the weekend for some very exciting fun at the BD Combined Training Championships. See you then. Bye.